Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon what time you're watching this. My name is Pete Lee, and I'm a resident here at Whitehorse Village, Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Been here for about 5 years. Love the food, it's delicious, and I've been given an opportunity to share with you, and certainly with Chef Bai, my recipe for French toast. I did this many years ago when the kids were growing up, and we would have a pretty big breakfast on a Saturday or a Sunday. And one of the highlights was my French toast. No big deal. It's almost like finger food. A couple of eggs, and I would not throw these over my shoulder. And I would do these if I was at home now in Swarthmore. I would do these with in a pie plate, a glass pie plate. Fork. Now this is a big pie plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a third egg, and this is like for just one or two people. This is not for a 100. Once I have this mixed, I'm going to add a little bit of milk to it. I'm going to wait patiently for the milk. Thank you, Chef. Maybe a half a cup. I've got 3 eggs now and about a half a cup. That should do it. Mix. I would hope that some of you that have been cooking for a long time will write some of your recipes down and pass them on. I made a mistake by not doing that with my mom and my grandmother. They took to the grave some of the best food recipes in the world. I was born in the South. To eat fried chicken with a knife and a fork is a culinary sin. I didn't find out about knives and forks until my family took me to the first restaurant, my first restaurant. I eat most of my food, honestly, with my fingers. And that's not because I'm that old, but it just seems like a natural thing to do and much easier for me. Nutmeg, about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Pure vanilla extract. Well, I haven't opened this for a while. About 1/2 teaspoon. Sugar. If I was at home, I'd be using the sugar bowl. Some of you probably have this from your resident dining rooms. Not much. You don't need much, because on top of this, after it's cooked, you could use some syrup, but what I'm going to do is finger food with powdered sugar. Mix. And you can tell when this is mixed because the nutmeg will be all over and you can't see it. Now I used to use spongy white bread, but this is sourdough, which is very good, and which will be a little bit heavier and more sturdy. And all I'm going to do is just put it in there and soak it. Anybody remember the MASH episode when Hawkeye tried to tell the cook how to make French toast? It doesn't have to be soggy, and I'm going to just put it right on. If I was at home, we had a large flat grill, and I would just spread that with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to use Pam here, high heat baking spray. Put that on like that. This is already soaked a little bit. Oh my. And I want to show you what 4 pieces will do okay to your liquid, which was 3 eggs and about 1/2 cup of half a cup of milk. Waste not, want not. Very little left over. You don't need a lot left over. Holy Toledo. And it doesn't have to cook hard. Now I guess you could use, if you'd like, instead of sugar, if you're very conscious of diet, I guess you could use something like the synthetics. And I'm thinking of what we use, Splenda. I think, I don't know, do you all cook with Splenda? You do cook with some Splenda. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Eat your heart out, Denny's. I was putting some powdered sugar back on the French toast that's been done. And I have in the wings Chef Bai, who's going to sample this. Now he's probably going to use a knife and a fork. And I said to him, if he says anything to me about these being cold, we'll blame it on the TV crew. Any one of those. I'll tell you what. Yes. Well,
I can see the butter's melted.
Yes.
That's good. Well, we had plenty of time. I'm telling you, this better be good. Pete's been talking about this for the last 3 weeks. Oh man. See, I'll tell you, that's awesome. I can see why your family gets together on the weekends and has as your signature French toast.
Oh God.
$10.
How about 20? Okay, that was so good. That was so good. Now,
great job, buddy.
Well, wait a second. I'm not finished yet. If this was a little bit harder, if I'd left it on a little bit more, or if they had used a little thicker, like French toast, really, this could have been picked up with your fingers. Look at this. And you don't need a knife and a fork. And I wish some of us would use more of our fingers than we do with the knives and forks.
Outstanding.
1964. There's something missing.
Syrup?
No. No. Oh, I know what.
Coffee?
No. Oh, coffee? Not a lot of ingredients. And what do they say? Bon appetit.
Bon appetito.
Thank you. Wait a second. Where did everybody... Am I going to have to clean this up myself?